Assalamualaikum and hi, we're from Group 2 RCS 1435C. Our company is Mr. DIY Branch Arau.
Hi, my name is Nurdin Atiradana binti Muhammad Fazli.
Hi, my name is Nur Farisa Ayuni binti Muhammad Jami'an.
Hi, my name is Nur Aida Shazana binti Mauta.
Hello, I'm Muna Syahira binti Madaud.
Hi, my name is Aini Sabiha binti Muhammad Sayuti.
My name is Nur Ainun Akila binti Amran.
My name is Hasha Huril Ain binti Kamaruzaman.
Let's get started with the introduction. The company that we chose is Mr. DIY Arau in Perlis. Mr. DIY is a Malaysian-owned company and the largest home improvement company in Asia that provides home goods, electronics and others. Mr. DIY has more than 1,250 stores including Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Philippines, Cambodia and India. It also provides an easy way to shop for their valued customer in store or online through their website. Mr. DIY opened its business as a consumer hardware store on Jalan Tuanku Abdul Rahman in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in July 2005. After that, the company expanded to open stores all around Malaysia.
Next, I will talk about the company background for Mr. DIY branch in Arau. The address is lot 2AB, 4AB, 6AB and 8AB, Jalan 4, Kompleks Simat Arau, Jalan Arau Kodiang, 02600 Arau Perlis. Their business hour is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Meanwhile, for their contact number, you can reach them by dialing 603-89-611-338.
Next, I will explain on the level of management. A company always makes sure that managers at every level can access the work of other managers before a product is made available to the general public. Since many managers are willing to supervise and coordinate various tasks, a company can hire more employees by distributing the workload among the management levels. There are three levels of managers, which is top-line manager, middle-line manager, and first-line manager. Top-line manager in Mr. DIY include Independent Non-Executive Chairman Dato' Azram Shah bin Alias and Chief Executive Officer Aung Ju Chin Adrian. The top manager's responsibilities are making business plans, getting goals, and maintaining communication with other organizations. As for middle-line manager, they are in charge of running individual business units and making sure that staff members are informed of the overall objectives of each unit. Mr. DIY's middle management includes branch manager Ms. Hee Tan and regional manager Sir William. Lastly, first-line manager. Their responsible are assigning duties, maintaining performance targets, also understanding middle management strategy in order to successfully lead their teams and contribute to the company's growth. In Mr. DIY, Mr. Faiz, their supervisor, and Ms. Farah and Ms. Lamia, their deputy supervisors, serve as Mr. DIY first-line managers.
For regional manager, they will establish a true hiring and training program for the store manager, creating corporate sales goals and assisting in the development of skill tactics, generating financial statement for senior manager, assisting the serving as a resources for store manager, evaluating team's performance and inspiring them to hit the goals, and lastly is being informed about the rivals. Next, for the branch manager, they will prepare the branch financial statement, manage staff and take charge for daily tasks, interview and hire new employees, ensure overall client happiness by helping in customer service, check overall financial and budgetary report, and lastly, make projection and plans that are tailored to meet. For the supervisor, first, they will oversee all the daily retail activities, maintaining a passionate and competence level of customer service, maintaining inventory control while achieving or exceeding inventory target, maintain all the business record in accordance with the rules and regulation, and enforce the company's cash handling standard and other loss prevention guidelines. Lastly, for the assistant supervisor, they will help with the hiring, training, development, and succession of highly effective, result-driven associates. Help the supervisor create and manage team schedules that have the right amount of employee for each working shift. This member can perform better by being coached, monitored, and developed, so that the excellent performance will be acknowledged. Lastly is regularly assist the supervisor in conducting performance review for the purpose of coaching staff growth.
Next, the planning of Mr. DIY. The vision for Mr. DIY is to be the largest home improvement retailer in Malaysia and Brunei, while their mission is first, to create a globally recognized retail brand. Secondly, to offer a diverse retail experience catering to different customer segments. Lastly, to maintain a wide variety of good quality, value for money items, thereby holding true to their motto of always low prices.
Now, I will explain about the type of plan, which is the standing plan. A business plan that is meant to be utilized repeatedly is known as a standing plan. It is intended to direct managerial choices and actions that frequently occur. It has been in use for a while and is modified as needed. It consists of guidelines, instructions, and laws. Therefore, Mr. DIY's long-term goal is to put customers first by running a firm that is creative, adaptable, and offers a wide choice of products that are of high quality and reasonable pricing. Next, to offer convenience at more affordable pricing, which is possible because of economies of scale as we buy our goods directly from the producers. Furthermore, Mr. DIY holding true to their company motto, which is always low prices. The Mr. DIY Group Berhad is dedicated to safeguarding the privacy of users of the website and other online services. Another illustration is Mr. DIY, who has a distinct personality and requires all employees to wear uniforms. Thus, it is evident that this business places a high value on the competence and appearances of its employees.
Hi, I'm Muda Syahira. Would like to share about single use plan in Mr. DIY. Single use plan are strategy developed to deal with a one-of-a-kind problem. Project report, budget and program are a few examples. Mr. DIY has successfully managed a number of programs in the modern era that have benefited the community. There are a few examples which are Mr. DIY year-end sale and also promotion is festival in Malaysia. They also join a few programs in CSR. Project Plant Trees, Project Clean River and Project Spread Kindness to the community are a few CSR alternatives.
There are many benefits of this departmentalization. Functional departmentalization is coordinated within the functional area by each worker. For instance, in the production department, they were responsible for the production, quality of products, as a QA manager, maintenance, logistics, and also purchasing. Besides, Mr. DIY has three departments in customer service, which were the information department, customer management department, and engineering department. In addition, this departmentalization is more efficient for the specialties and people in common skill, knowledge, and also orientation.
Next, the organizational structure. The organizational structure practiced by Mr. DIY Arau branch is a flat structure that consists only a few management layers. In a flat structure, managers usually have a short command chain and a wide range of control over a larger number of their subordinates. In comparison to a narrow span of control, it needs a manager to supervise a greater number of employees. For instance, they will have similar tasks that will be performed repeatedly and that require minimal supervision from a manager, which is more preferable since the employees involved only need minimal supervision. The flat structure isn't effective for more complex work or in unstable environment. According to this chart, Mr. Faiz, which is the manager of Mr. DIY Arau, managed a group of employees that include Ms. Farah, Mr. Amirul, Ms. Damia, Ms. Shuhada, Ms. Najih Haji, and Ms. Noraini. They are adequately guided and controlled by their in-charge manager.
So now, I will continue with the program decision. Program decision making involves those decisions that already have a plan or rule in place and is used to reach a solution or conclusion. In other words, managers have already made such decision before and it's a repetitive and routine process. They follow already established guidelines and formal patterns. It also takes a short time for a solution and decisions are taken at lower management level. Some common examples of program decision include developing weekly work schedule for part-time employees, decision regarding personnel arriving late to work, and reordering office supplies. For example, for Mr. DIY Arau, the manager must create a weekly work schedule for part-timers because there are not enough workers to cover all the positions. Additionally, Mr. DIY Arau occasionally runs specials which result in a large number of consumers entering the business. As a result, it is obvious that additional staff are required, which is why the management must create the work plan each week. As a manager, you must perform this action repeatedly before making a predetermined choice. The same applies to requests for employee leave of absence and reordering store goods. Every week, according to Mr. DIY Arau, more stocks must be arranged and taken into consideration by the staff. Since employees will want time off every week, the management must also decide whether to accept or reject their request for leave of absence.
As for non-program decision, these decisions are taken in unstructured situations which reflect novel, ill-defined and complex problems. The problems are non-recurring or exceptional in nature. Since they have not occurred before, they require extensive brainstorming and relatively long. Managers use skills and subjective judgment to solve the problems through scientific analysis and logical reasoning. The example of non-program decision based on Mr. DIY takes in the first half of the year 2021. Mr. DIY sales were completely dropped by the lockdown that Malaysian authorities imposed to stop the spread of the COVID-19 virus, which had a negative impact on the company's finances ahead of its anticipated stock market debut. Mr. DIY has decided to launch an e-commerce business in order to bring more offers to their market. Since everyone was unable to go out as usual, Mr. DIY turned to online business as an alternative. As a result, their business can continue as usual to fulfill customer orders. This is a great opportunity because Mr. DIY can continue to bring in revenue. Customers can simply click and collect, then purchase the item and select which outlet they want to collect from. This is a risk that the higher level managers of Mr. DIY take, and before making a decision, existing factors good and bad must be considered, so that if something goes wrong, other managers have solutions. The bravery to make any decisions has influenced employees to have courage as well. Hence, bravery and wisdom in decision making are crucial to achieve the organization's goals.
Mr. DIY are used the Maslow hierarchy where the most care of physiological needs of their employees. The manager of Mr. DIY, Mr. Faiz, have set aside a space for their employees who do not have a place to stay or who came from a distance. He also give the uniform to the employees so that the customer will more easier to recognize when they need help. Mr. DIY also prioritize about the safety needs. The basically safety needs includes the protection from physiological dangers such as accident and having economic security like bank account and health insurance. Mr. Faiz have already made a cut-off for their employees such as KWSP and SOSO. He also have the list of their employees to make the health insurance. This is important because the employee can claim from the company if anything happens. Next, the social needs is important to help them think about encouraging their employees. The company Mr. DIY have already identifying their employee needs. It shows when they do some interview before hiring the new employees. The manager may obtain the information about employees such as life potential, education and other criteria from the interview. This will be more easier for the manager to put the new employees in work session according to their capability. Moreover, esteem is essential in a firm. The Mr. DIY guideline for the duty have been made and the experienced employees are irresponsible to guide the new employees. The management also will appropriately inform the employees when they make any mistake. For the self-actualization is the need for self-fulfillment to develop and use the abilities to the fullest and most creative extent. The manager, Mr. Faiz, needs to have a lot of ideas to make sure that the company will always have the capability to compete with other companies in a good way.
After that, we will move on to leading theory. Leading is a process of which motivating and directing members of the organization. As for Mr. DIY, I believe they are using the behavioral theory approach of leadership. The Michigan Leadership Studies was a well-known series of leadership studies that commenced at the University of Michigan in the 1950s, intending to identify the principles and types of leadership styles that led to greater productivity and enhanced job satisfaction among workers. The studies identified two broad leadership styles, and that is an employee-centered behavior and a production-centered behavior. For production-centered behavior, the definition is a leader behavior that focuses primarily on how well subordinates performing your job. Managers set rigid work standards, organize tasks down to the last detail, prescribe work methods to be followed, and closely supervise employees' work. This means that work is always at the focal point, and time pressure, profit pressure, or production pressure needs to be handled in a strict way, where the job-oriented leader pushes the employees in Mr. DIY to perform better and faster. To accomplish this, close monitoring, management by exception, micromanagement, directive behaviors, and viewing the employees as mere tools are common. For employee-centered behavior, the definition is a leader behavior that focuses primarily on subordinates as people. Managers encourage employee participation in goal setting and other work decisions and help ensure high performance by inspiring trust and respect. The manager also needs to focus on the people, their needs, development, and opinions. Thus, the social aspects of work get much more attention, including positive feedback, social relationships, individuality, participation, employee motivation, interaction, and support.
Let's move to the process of control. I will explain the first and second step, and Muna will take care of the third and fourth steps. The first step is setting standard of performance. In order to evaluate the corporate unit's performance to other sections of the business, managers must create goals for their corporate units in specific operational terms. Goals must be part of an organization's overall strategy as well as a business plan for the area integration. For example, the objective of Mr. DIY is to offer their clients a seamless purchasing experience while streamlining their business procedure. The company operates an innovative business that is adaptable when it comes to supplying a wide choice of high quality and reasonably priced items, holding to the company's motto, always low price. Next, measuring actual performance. Performance against expectations should be measured on a forward-looking basis so that deviation can be observed and avoided before they happen. Mr. DIY uses same-store sales growth (SSSG) to measure the growth in revenue generated by stores during a period compared to revenue generated by those same stores for the same duration in the immediately preceding years. This metric tracks the performance of each store and helps retailers ensure the opening of new outlets does not impact or cannibalize sales at existing outlets. Hair clippers, for example, were among the top sellers in Mr. DIY during the pandemic as salon and barbershop were closed. Mr. DIY can curate each of their stores and rank very quickly to adjust assortment and inventory according to the market demand. The other I pass to the Mia.
I'm Muda Shahira and I will continue with step 3 and 4 of control process. Comparing actual performance to a predetermined standard of performance is the third step in the control process. The manager of Mr. DIY, for instance, will set a monthly sales goal. If the employee are unable to accomplish the sales goal, the management will analyze the issue and take remedial action. The last process is analyzing the result. When performance doesn't meet expectation, manager need to decide what change, if any, need to be made and how. For instance, Mr. DIY same-store gains during the first half of the year were wiped out by a Malaysian lockout implemented to curb the process of COVID-19.
And lastly, the conclusion. Through the whole research discussion that has been made, it can be agreed that Mr. DIY Arau branch has successfully implemented a good management practices. As we have gone through each management function that stated previously, such as planning, organizing, leading and controlling, each of those management tasks has been performed by Mr. DIY. Besides, Mr. DIY Arau has been able to produce a systematic workforce arrangement by practicing the organizational management function, which helps in ensuring the distribution of resources between departments that can be done fairly and helps in controlling employee behavior through procedures and the system that have been planned by the company. In addition, they have practiced a good leadership to influence their employee by set an example for their subordinates by modeling a strong leadership. This resulted in the ability for managers to run the business more efficiently and gave them the authority to give instruction to employees. Last but not least, they also engage in corporate social responsibility, which is a business strategy. It is ethical and beneficial to society. The organization's commitment to social responsibility can eventually improve Mr. DIY's reputation and brand. Additionally, it aids in winning stakeholders' confidence and trust. So that's all from us. Thank you.